Alright, so this is the second video for division in 5th grade. So again, here is your standard long division, and this is going to be called the area model. This is where we've received most of the emails that are like, oh, my kid doesn't get it. So I'm going to explain it to you. It's really not that bad. So what you're going to have here is you have your original problem, which is 856 divided by 42. So what we're going to do is we're going to pretend that this is basically the division symbol, like right here. So we're going to take the divisor, which is 42, we're going to put it right here, and then we're going to take 856, and we're going to stick it inside, like this were the house per se. And you're going to take 856 right in there. Now at this point, if you watch the partial quotients video, this is where it's going to look similar to one another, because basically what happens is this is partial quotients, but instead of going from top to bottom, it's going from left to right. So what's going to happen is they're going to do the same steps as they would for the standard algorithm. They're going to say, can 42 go into 8? You're going to say no. Can 42 go into 85? They'll say yes. And they're going to say, they're going to put the 42, right here. Now at this point, they have the 1 up here because they know they've times by 1. And then they have a place value problem because the 1's place right here is not lined up with the 1's place. It's lined up with the 10's place. So in order to make the place values align, they're going to add a 0 here, which means they did not times 42 times 1. They've times it by 10. So they'll put a 0 up here. So now 42 times 10 gives them 420. They're going to subtract, and they're going to get a 6. They're going to get a 3, and they're going to get a 4. Now at this point, what they're going to do is they're going to take this answer and they're going to put it into the next box. Now, we're going to see if 42 can go into this number. So we're going to say, can 42 go into 4? No. Can 42 go into 43? It can. So we're going to write 42 underneath it. That means they've times it by 1. And then they're going to notice the place value again is not lined up, so they're going to add a 0, which means they've times it by 10. They're going to subtract, and they're going to get a 6, a 1, and a 0. So now they have 16. So some of the students will stop here if they're familiar with it, and they'll stop, and that's fine. But some of the students will bring the 16 up to this box, and they'll try to take the 42 away. At this point, the student should realize, I can't do it. So since they can't do it, this will be removed, and the 16 will become the remainder. So it becomes remainder 16. And just like partial quotients, what we're going to do is we're going to add up the top. So we have 10 plus 10 and a 16. Which ultimately would give us a quotient of 20, remainder 16. And that is the area model.